Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leilun Chai. I'm associate professor with UG's Poultry Science Department. It's my great pleasure to talk about our research, machine vision technologies for monitoring poultry welfare and health. United States has been the world #1 poultry producer for a couple of years because continuous innovation in animal breeding, nutrition management, environmental control, disease prevention, and the increasing market demand. Broiler production, for example, the growing speed has been greatly improved in the past decades. 50 years ago, a chicken could grow to 3 pounds in 2 months. Now, they could grow to 7, 8, 9 pounds in 2 months. Very impressive. That's important for feeding the increasing world population. But in recent years, more and more people start to question animal welfare. Not all the birds, about 20–30% of birds were reported with leg issues by the end of the flock. Because the increasing body weight, their legs are not so well developed. Just like me, I can walk normally. If you ask me to carry a 200-pound stuff every day, my leg will have issues sooner or later. The same thing about chickens. Besides leg issues, heart failure is another concern. And the food pollution, because birds, the food pile is contacting the litter. The litter, sometimes the quality is not so good, very wet. The moisture content could be 30–40%. So easy to be contaminated by bacteria. So food pile dermatitis is a very common issue. So those kind of welfare issues can affect your meat quality. As defined by McDonald, the welfare is important indicator of meat quality. In that way, we have to consider about that. A lot of people say we should go back to like 20–30 years ago, slow-growing chicken. So chickens don't have so many welfare issues. But don't forget, we have 9.5 billion people to feed by 2050. So we cannot sacrifice our production efficiency. Instead, we can look at some new technology, like precision poultry farming, PPF. PPF is using advanced sensing sensors to do real-time data analysis, interpretation, and application for improving production, reproduction of chickens, animal welfare, meat quality. That concept came from EU group initially, but in recent years, the United States, Canada, North America, and Asian countries started to pay more attention to the development of PPF technologies. PPF actually has 2 stages. 20–30 years ago, where we were working on the air quality environmental control. That is very important. We call it the first stage of PPF development. That's why chicken can grow so fast annually. Laying hen can lay eggs 300 days a year without infected by the high temperature, cold temperature outside. Now, actually, we are working on the second stage of PPF. Besides production efficiency, environmental qualities, we also look at animal welfare, meat quality, and environmental sustainability. A key technology of PPF 2.0 is AI-based technologies for analyzing audio and videos. Today, I'm going to talk about video analysis with AI technologies, machine vision technologies. Machine vision is a field of computer science, artificial intelligence. The vision is like our eyes, so we are using cameras to collect data to mimic our eyes, so we can collect videos. But computers cannot think, cannot tell if that's a chicken or a puppy or cat. So we have to teach computer. That's the chicken. So the teaching process is called training. And for regular image of the chicken, it's easy to do, but for the complex behaviors like pecking, dust basing, foraging, and other behaviors, we have to do more complex work. So we use neural network to mimic human thinking. The neural network is deep neural network. We call it deep learning. So use that kind of models, we can train computers very complex task. After training, we have tested the model. So we use some data for training, then some data for validation and testing. After the model passed the test, we think, okay, it's good. So we can apply the model to analyze the videos we collected. A lot of people think we can do real-time monitoring and the behavior analysis. It's not correct. We can do real-time data collection. That's no problem, but computer needs time to analyze the data. So there is a delay depending on how fast your computer is. So now we are using GPU computer to analyze the videos. That's why NVIDIA is so rich now. For machine vision technologies, I would like to mention some pioneers. One is Dr. Daniel Berkemans in Belgium, who developed dynamic system, and the other one is Dr. Maria Dawkins in UK, who developed optical flow method. Both methods are using imaging technologies, machine vision, but differently. Dynamic system is focusing on image pixel change rate, and optic flow is looking at the motion change and the statistical character of moving chickens. This picture is a perfect example of dynamic system. They put chickens with different GAT score in different pens. GAT score is indicator of animals' walking ability. GAT score 0 means birds has a healthy leg, no problem at all. GAT score 5, the bird is like dead bird, not moving. So theoretically, it's correct. The healthy bird is more active. So the pixel change rate in the picture is higher from 1 second to the next. So based on the picture change rate, we can predict the chicken's GAT score or lameness. But in the commercial system, the birds with different GAT scores actually are mixed together. We cannot tell which one is which. Another challenge is other environmental factors like light intensity, temperature. On the cold stress and heat stress, chickens' activity actually will be impacted. So that's why currently those system is not accurate in monitoring birds' GAT score, lameness. So we have to develop a system that can do individual behavior tracking. A lot of people are working on that, including my lab, by tracking brothers' activities individually. We divided the floor pan into different zones, like drinking, feeding, and resting, because chickens' behaviors actually is changing from one zone to the other. This is a short video. This bird is eating, and we know that the bird will go to drink water after a couple seconds, because the part of feed requires 2 parts of water to digest. And then the bird may come back to continue eating. And by monitoring the bird activities, locomotion, moving back and forth between the feeder and the drinker, we can tell if the bird has leg issues or not. For one bird, it's easy. How about 20 birds, 40 birds, 60 birds? Because the commercial house has 20,000 birds, so we have to increase the number of birds. Currently, actually, we are screening, looking for the better deep learning models to do the data analysis for a number of birds at the same time. We are not computer scientists. All my students hired poultry, animal science background people. I'm an egg engineer by training, so I stand between poultry world and computer world to be a technology interpreter. So make sure 2 sides can understand each other better, so that the team works. And currently we have tested different models. My students worked very hard, and some models are supervised models, and some models actually large language model like AI, like segment anything, fragment anything. We try different models, and we found YOLO is a very easy. YOLO is only look once. It's open source, you can use. And my students like that model, very easy to train. The version 5 and the following versions all work good in monitoring chickens after training. How accurate the model is depends on how did you train the model. Currently, we reached over 90% in monitoring feeding, drinking, resting, and standing behavior of broiler chickens and cage-free laying hens by using the YOLO model. We can also track activity of the bird. We can track 60 birds at the same time. But for tracking the bird, there are some challenges as well. For example, in this picture, the big bird, the feeder actually blocked some birds. If the bird is blocked, so we will lose the tracking. That's why sometimes the accuracy is not so high. By tracking the bird, we can tell how fast the bird is moving. So one parameter we are monitoring is the locomotion speed, like a bird running speed, moving speed. That actually is correlated to the lameness GAT score. For the bird with higher GAT score, like GAT score 5, like dead bird, they are not moving, speed definitely is close to 0. So that's easy to tell which one has a lamnids, which one has a healthy leg. But we have to make sure who is who. So we have to add a label. Currently, we can track 20 birds with the labels, like 1, 2 to 20 at the same time. But that simple task requires different models to work together. Currently, we are using like 3 models, like segment anything model plus ULO to do the detection, and then we use bot track to track individual birds' locomotion and the trajectory. By plotting the trajectory to individual bird, it's easy to tell which bird is healthy, which bird has leg issues. For the bird with leg issues, their trajectory is shorter, like it's close to 0. For the healthy bird, their trajectory is longer. So by doing that, we can predict the bird welfare conditions. After tracking individual bird, we can do some specific tasks like dead bird detection. That's relatively easy, based on the locomotion and based on the posture. Currently, we can detect dead bird over 90% accurate. And that's important because dead bird, you don't know the reason. So the producer want to get rid of dead bird as soon as possible to stop the spreading of any disease or any other welfare concern. Another application of individual tracking is foot pad health monitoring. And my student Ramesh, he's sitting here. He developed a device like this, the transparent box. We put a bird on that box so the camera at the bottom can actually take the picture of chickens so it can monitor the foot pad health conditions. And we can also score the foot pad based on the trend data. This, we used the cage-free layers for this testing. We are going to test this method for broilers as well. We can manually, or in the future we want to do automatically, we can develop a platform lower because the broiler cannot jump very high. So we can reduce the height. So broilers, even with some leg issues, can step on the platform. Then we can score the foot pad. Another application I would like to do is scale body weight monitoring. We can do the 2 tasks at the same time. So we have body weight data and foot pad deletion score. Bamboo foot is another type of foot pad dematized primarily for breeders and layers, because layer breeders, they stand on the litters for like up to 50 weeks longer, so they're easy to get the bamboo foot. That important welfare concern as well, so we can detect that accurately now with our models. Those individual technologies need to be integrated as a tool or a system before we recommending that to the producer. So in long term, we would like to develop a system called real-time broiler welfare evaluation tool. The system has 3-part data collection, analysis, and data sharing. For data collection, we don't want to use a lot of cameras. But commercial house is very long, like 500, 600 foot long, 50, 60 foot wide. One camera, even 50 camera cannot cover the floor area. So our plan is using mobile imaging system. Use 1 or 2 camera. Besides regular 2D camera, we would like to use thermal camera and a 3D camera as well, because 3D camera and thermal camera is very good at 3D volume quantification for future body weight prediction. Because of feathers, so 2D cameras has a higher uncertainty for body weight prediction. The key part actually is data analysis. For the research house, we can use edge computer, but the computer need to be like GPU computers, very expensive. So producers, growers, sometimes they cannot afford. Even you give them computers for free, the farmers still don't want to use it. They prefer to sell their farm instead of asking them to learn the computer science. So it's the easier way to use using cloud computing. My lab is sponsored by Oracle now for doing the cloud computing. By uploading the videos to the cloud, then use a remote computer, GPU computers, so we can get the data analyzed more quickly, more efficiently. Sometimes we have technical issues. We call Oracle service people, so that will be easier. In the future, maybe we can pay $100 per month service fee, so we can use the cloud computing system. And the important part is data sharing. The producer don't want to use a computer, but they use smartphone. So we will develop the app like this, Poultry GPT. Besides the GAS score, for just an example, besides GAS score, we wanted to do the body weight prediction as well. We want producer growers, they are interested in that because even they can sell 1 day's feed, that will be a lot of money for them. So they're interested to know the real-time body weight, definitely. So if they like to use the technology, so we have a market. And also we need to incorporate the navigation system, like GPS zoom. We have to tell where the chicken with the leg issues is. So we have to position the chicken so the farmer staff can find the bird for treatment, for improving the individual bird welfare. The new technology needs to be taught to producers. So there are a lot of conferences. I know what they are doing, the Poultry Tech Summit, and at UGA, I'm leading a training called Georgia Precision Poultry Farming Conference. I launched this conference 4 years ago. In the past 4 years, we trained over 1,500 people from 40 countries. It's an online training. It's easier for everybody to access the training system. Besides UGA research, so we also invited the famous people around the world. For example, we invited Dr. Daniel Berkman, Dr. Maureen Dawkins, two pioneers I mentioned. Also, we have a lot of iconic welfare people like Dr. Karen Christensen, Senior Welfare Director at Tyson, Dr. Kate Berg at Cobb, and also we have GTRR colleagues. They are very helpful for our training. Take-home messages. Machine vision technologies may be available for address food or meat quality issues related to welfare health. Because if we can use machine vision to detect the early welfare health issues, we can provide treatment. Eventually, we can improve the food quality, meat quality in the future. And this kind of precision farming technologies research is a teamwork. We have to work together. Like me, I'm an egg engineer. I need to work with poultry scientists, poultry welfare specialists, and computer scientists. So as a team, we can build a product in a better way. And this kind of technology, cameras, imaging technology, and robots are not cheap. Sometimes up to $27, $37. We have to think about how to reduce the cost so the producer grower can afford. Even in the US, the grower and the contract integrator maybe work together to split the bill, but still a lot of money. We have to think about to reduce the cost. Another option is talk with McDonald's, Walmart. If you like welfare-enriched product, are you going to pay like 20%, 10% higher price for the chicken? Just like cage-free eggs. Nutrition is no different from a conventional cage eggs, but the cage-free eggs is more expensive than regular conventional cage eggs. So the same principle, we can do that in the future. If Walmart, McDonald's is willing to pay higher price, I think growers maybe have a motivation to use the technology to monitor welfare, to improve welfare. I have a lot of collaborators at UGA and Georgia Tech as well. We work together as a team. I rely on my students a lot. I used to have 7 PhD master students. Most have graduated. Like Ramesh Bis, the guy sitting here, he just graduated 2 months ago. Now doing postdoc at Arkansas. And the 2 new students will be joining my lab at the end of the month to continue his work. I appreciate my sponsors, USDA NIFA, USDA Rural Development, ARS, and Georgia Research Alliance, Zoetis, ICL, Oracle, Ag Industry Center, and the UGA News Institute, IPA. Okay, thank you very much. I'm glad to answer any questions.